Afternoon, YouTubes. Well, it's afternoon, it could be morning where you are. Join me on a gorgeous day in the UK, spanking the spare RS, which is actually sold, round some lanes. Oh, look at this, out of Romney Marsh in Kent. It's a beautiful day. I've got my tank bag, I've got a bottle of water in there. The bottle of water is actually, I didn't bring any tools with me, but you might have seen on a previous video that I've given this a test ride for a mate of mine. Froston Lane. Let's turn down here, shall we? As you can see, I'm not running maps. Where's Froston Lane go? Goes towards a farm and a campsite. What are they doing? Ooh, mind the holes. Oh, God, this is bad. Big old lumps in the ground. Yeah, you might have seen a previous video that I'm giving this a run out to make sure it's all good. A mate of mine, Gibbo, he's bought it. But so far so good. Ride's really nice. I'm pleased with it. Needs a carb strip, I think. Bottom end's a little bit fluffy. As I might have mentioned on the previous video, I think the pilot system, pilot jet, could do with a bit of a blow through. It doesn't like running cold. But yeah, once it's warmed up, I mean, I'm talking about a mile or two, it runs beautifully. Oh, these roads are awful, aren't they? Today's little chat, I was going to chat about YouTube channels, excuse me. I've discovered a channel recently. Fuck it, I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to have to pull over because I actually made a note of this. It is such a good channel. I'm not even going to say anything because I think I know what it's called, but I do love these gloves. 78 Motor Company. They're comfiest gloves I've got. Right, lean into the wind. Remember that, people. Lean into the wind. It is a superb YouTube channel. You need to log on and search for it. It's a fella who I don't know what he does for work. I know he does a bit of music, but he's got a Harley. He did have an older Harley, a Springer, but unfortunately got written off. And now he's got a more modern Road King. I think it's a 22 plate Road King anyway. And he lives a life of freedom. He will literally, where am I? Oh, I haven't got a clue. Where should we go? Should we go? Let's go left. As he says, sometimes he'll pack his bags up on a Thursday night on the bike. Friday when he gets home from work, he just jumps on the bike and he goes off. And his thing is wild camping. Although obviously wild camping is where it's actually illegal in the UK. We'll say no, the UK, that's wrong. In England certainly it is. In Scotland you can wild camp, but in England you're not allowed to. And I think he said in his 40 years of wild camping he's been moved on once because he's a bit bumpy, because he's sensible. And as he says, if you're not disturbing anybody and you're tucked right out of the way and you leave no trace that you've been there, so everything you pack in, you pack back out with you again. Oh no, I am now. So you leave no trace of where you've been, and it keeps everybody happy. But yeah, wild camping's his thing. But he did a video, I think it might be called Why I Ride or Why We Ride, and I think it might have been sort of series 1 episode 4, something like that. It's his Springer as the thumbnail, and honestly it was a beautiful video. It was about a trip that he made that he thought wasn't going to happen. Let's go right here, because he suffered a sheared gear lever on his bike, and we tried a few places and they all sort of said, you know, can't fit you in. And I think he might have been in Scotland. He went to he phoned a local bike firm. They sent someone out straight away who said, look, I need to strip that down to do that, and I just haven't got the time to do it. But I know a man that might. And he took him to this guy who was also a bit of a free spirit, that was an engineer stroke welder, and well, you need to watch it, but basically this guy said, yeah, I can do that, and wouldn't take a penny for payment. He said, leave it with me, and basically they swapped stories for a few hours. He welded it up, and when he got on it, he said, you stamp on that gear lever, that's never going to break. And it didn't. But you need to watch it. So Lean Into the Wind, lovely, really lovely. Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of that recently, because he rides these lanes. The guy, he lives in Essex. I think he lives in Southend. Yeah, Southend in Essex. Oh, this is a lovely little S-bend, and I'm stuck behind Abacus windows. The name you can count on. I wish I could count him to go a bit faster. To be fair, he's driving sensibly, isn't he? I shouldn't really complain, I might be coming the other way. But yeah, he rides a lot of these lanes. He wild camps. He did one where he met up with a guy online who runs a clothing company. Slackjaw Apparel. Apparel? That's wrong, is it? Apparel. Slackjaw Apparel. And just met up with this guy, and they went down to, I know where they went to Winchelsea on the beach, because I've been there and I've ridden this up on the beach. Not this, I've ridden the Trusty Rusty. This isn't the Trusty Rusty. It's because I looked down, it's so familiar. You know, it's even got the bars off the Trusty Rusty in the screen. It's just like riding the Trusty Rusty. Yeah, as I say, I've been there, so I know what it's like out that way. And it is nice. And they camped, and they wild camped up on the top of the seawall there. Right, it's a very quick stop here. If you've watched my videos, you know why. Just to pay respect to young Arthur, Battle of Britain pilot who died here unfortunately at a very young age, and he was shot down, and his Hurricane lies around here somewhere. They did an excavation a few years ago, let's say a few years ago, it's probably a couple of decades ago. They found the plane, and he was still with the plane, and his family said leave him there. So yeah, I always stop off just to pay my respects and do a bit of weeding if it needs it. It doesn't today. A lot of people obviously stop there because it's always in lovely condition, but yeah, they had a bit of a wild camp under the stars. He does a nice bit of drone footage, all that sort of stuff. So if you see it, watch it. Where's this? Pickney Bush Lane. Alright, where does this go? Let's find out. Oh, it's been tarred recently, or not tarred but gritted. I'll take it a bit steady. But he's done, I watched one recently where he did a ride in France in some horrible conditions, and you can just, relate to everything he does. Sometimes he takes his missus, I think her name's Lisa, I can't remember his name for some reason, but he takes her and they go away and have some great little trips. But that's one channel I watch. Another one that I watch a lot of is Motorcycle Rewind. A guy called Eric in the States. He lives in the southeast, I guess you call it southeast. I don't think he's Florida, I think he might be Louisiana. You know, or if he's Florida, he's North Florida. I think he's Louisiana anyway. But he buys a lot of 70s bikes and occasionally 80s bikes, and he renovates them and gets them running. He built a lovely little monkey bike for his granddaughter, bright pink monkey bike with flowers painted on the seat. Oh, fantastic. And he did a video the other week where she jumped on the front of the seat and sat in front of him holding the middle of the handlebars, and he took her for a drive around his yard or his land. And there was one clip, I think it might be his daughter or her mum videoing, or maybe his wife, I don't know. But there's one clip where she comes past the camera just with this big smile on her face. yeah, the smile that kids get when it's just something that they would never experience normally. But yeah, that's another channel. I watch a few car channels. Oh, Kimmy to go. He's a guy that watches this channel. He's worth a look. Does quite a few technical bits as well, where he fits like Apple CarPlay or whatever stuff to his NTV. I think it's an NTV 750. Where he does that, it's to squeeze past this chap. I don't want to be in the middle. Let's get off of that. This might go to New Romney. But oh, look at these lovely flowing little roads, as long as you keep out of that middle. Oh, look at it. This is the roads that an RS is built for. Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, he does some good stuff. I'm trying to think of other channels I watch. I watch a few car channels. Sing Through Glass, which is probably because of my Porsche. I used to watch a lot of Porsche channels. And then Auto Alex, if you've seen any of those channels, they're funny. Where he, you know, buys old shitters, as he likes to say. Where are we? The Star Inn. There's a big tractor coming that way. So let's go right. This is still running really sweetly. Yeah. Oh, into a 30 limit. But yeah, the main reason for me just hitting record there was not only just to sweep through a few lovely little twisty bends on this thing, but yeah, lean into the wind. You really need to watch it. It is lovely. He makes videos that literally can bring a tear to your eye with his narration, and it reminds me so much of when I was a lad with my mates, you know, where you would just get on the bikes and go riding. And I know I've spoken about it before, but you know, when I was, what was I, 19, 20, I might have been 21, I don't know. Where's this go? Let's go this way. Look, I'm riding around in bloody circles. But I think I am. Where, you know, we would just load up our bikes, you know, with tent sleeping bags and head off to Europe. And our map of Europe would be a Michelin map of France. Do you remember those? One big sheet of France. You might have had the north of France on one side, the south of France on the other. I can't even remember. And that was our navigation. You know, it only had main roads and cities on. So quite often, if you're in a town or a village, you'd be looking at street signs to see where the next major place was, to see if that was on the map. You had no phones. We had no breakdown recovery. Not a hope in hell. We had no money for that. And we would just ride until we got hungry, I guess. And then the next village we get to, we'd ask where the campsite was, and it was in France. There's always a campsite somewhere. We'd find a campsite, you pay your, you know, 15 francs or whatever it was. Where are we going here? Let's follow it this way, shall we? And you just camp up for the night, go find something to eat. You'd have a few beers, you get your head down for the night. The following day, you do a bit more of the same. You know, we used to go everywhere. You know, down to the south of France, down to Paul Ricard. I mean, I went one year on a bike that was GB's 1100 B2. It wouldn't even charge with the lights on, so the battery would go flat. So you'd have to bump start it. Oh, the side stand snapped as well. The side stand snapped on the ferry. So I spent sort of 2 weeks in France propping it up against things. But yeah, happy days. I'm starting to waffle right off a tangent now, aren't I? Well, say I am. I'm not. I'm relating to the videos that this guy makes, chatting about, you know, his youth and stuff like that. So anyway, right, I'm going to sign off here. So YouTubes, if you're riding, stay safe as always. If you're not riding, watch crap videos, or in the case of Lean Into the Wind, watch great videos. You will binge watch them, I'm sure. See, a light throttle, this is just hunting a little bit. Just hunting. I might play with the air screw when I get home. You can just feel it. But yeah, watch some great videos, Lean Into the Wind and other channels that I mentioned. And I will see you on the next episode of RS'ing About. Take care all, see you soon.